On this edition of Lexington Now, the Lyric Theater, Friends of the Bookseller, and Winter Safety. I'm Neil Noah. Welcome to Lexington Now for the week of February 12th, 2024. We continue the celebration of Black History Month with part 2 of our conversation with Lyric Theater Executive Director Christian Adair.
My name is Christian Adair, the Executive Director of the Lyric Theater and Cultural Arts Center. I was at one time the chair of the board here, and we had to change over in leadership. And so for a little less than a year, I've been leading this awesome opportunity. During segregation, it was a place where only Black people could go to watch movies, to watch entertainment, and to be entertainers. This is where it was a safe place. We're part of the Chitlin Circuit, so when acts came down south from the north or so forth, they knew the places they can go to that were safe. And so this is the place that they all went to. If you were famous and you were influenced in America, which a lot of the music influences music today, this was where they came. And so once integration occurred, this building closed. And we started going to other movie places. But for almost 50 years, for 48 years, this building sat here dilapidated, boarded up. The Black community, the East End community, the historic East End community where horse racing began, people had to walk by this building every day, and it hurt our souls. It was a place that you were sad that you couldn't go there any longer because there's nothing going on in there. And it represented a downtrodden community. And when it reopened in 2010, it reopened for everyone. Even though the Black community demanded it to be open, even though they wanted this building to be reestablished, they wanted it and they fought for it. And people joined together and it reopened, and now we have the most diversity, the most inclusion, the events that represent everyone here in Lexington and Kentucky. And now we are a huge pot of stew when we have events, you know. And so it's important that everyone is celebrating each other, at least recognizing each other. We all want to be heard. We all want to be recognized. We all want to be, given our due. So this is a place for that. So our events here, our programming here, we are a nonprofit, and we have to raise money, and we have to raise money to be able to do these free programming. So the Jazz, Blues, and Soul Series is free. The gospel event is free. So a lot of times we have to engage with council members and so forth, but on behalf of the city. We work with LFUCG very closely. We're an extension of the city, however, we do have to raise money, and so it's important that people know that these events are free most of the time, but we still ask for donations, we ask for contributions, we have grants, if you know, that we are always looking for opportunity, because every time we get any kind of money, we find a way to give it back to the community. We are a museum, we are an art gallery, we are a community engagement space, and we're a historic theater auditorium with a stage that's amazing. And we want people to come here and utilize this space. But we do need people's assistance, we do need people's help, and we want to continue to do that. So the facility is amazing, the city keeps this facility amazing, and we have a place that I think is a hidden gem still. I don't think everyone should know. We have 330,000 people in here in Lexington. I think everyone should know this place at least exists. And if they want to engage another culture, if they want to share their talent, if they want to come out and enjoy an evening, because entertainment is universal. Dancing, laughing, hugging. Last night during our, and I will go into it, last night we had an intermission, and at that moment it was like everyone was asked to go meet somebody you don't know, engage in a conversation you don't know, because unless the platform is given, most people stand back and they don't engage people. And so last night when people left, they were hugging and smiling, and they made new friends, or at least new acquaintances, and that's what we're about here. So when you leave here, you're going to be smiling and enjoying, or at least more educated. And so I want everybody to know that we need support from the community to do those things. We have an amazing website. So it has many layers on our website. It's historiclyrictheater.com, but we just finished it. And so it's our brand new website. It's also how if you want to rent, if you want to find out what we're doing, if you want to get some history, If you want to listen to the podcast, if you want to listen to oral history, it's all on there. If you want to see art, it's a pretty in-depth website, and that's how you would contact us, or come down here between 10 and 5. Monday through Friday, we're open, so you can walk through the facility and come see the art that's on display, or learn something in our African American Museum/library.
The Friends of the Library book cellar is one of the Central Library's most popular features and is now better than ever. Rod Brotherton tells us why.
My name's Rod Brotherton. I'm proud to be the president of the Friends of the Library Association, and we are in the downstairs of the main Central Library on Main Street here in Lexington. Friends of the Library is an organization that's been around since 1968, and what our job is to provide a retail outlet for donations that are made to the library and books that have been taken from circulation. Our job is to support the library, and all the net profits that we make go directly back to the Lexington Public Library. For example, this year we have already given $22,500 to the Marksbury branch, which is the newest branch of the Lexington Public Library, which will be opening in the first quarter of 2024. We're really glad that we can do this because the Marksbury branch will be a central focal point for the Latino community in that part of town, and they will use the library extensively, and we are glad that this is another branch that we're bringing online to complement the rest of the communities that are being served by the library in Lexington. The library offers us space at no charge in the basement, so we're very grateful for the opportunity to serve the library here in the central location downtown. But with the basement location, it has been very difficult to try to figure out the best configuration, and for years we had this one little room and a storage room in the back, but with putting our heads together, we found out that we can make more room and open our storage room while using the existing infrastructure that was given, and actually double the space that we've had for patrons to come in and look at all our books. We will have more than 20,000 books for sale, and which will have we've had our opening day on the 6th this last Saturday, and we just look forward for everybody to come down and see all the things that the library has to offer. We will be open every day 10 to 4, Saturdays from 10 to 4, and the first Sunday of the month from 1 to 5. Anything that you want to fuel your passion for knowledge, we can help you with. Just let us know what you're looking for, and we'll try to get it for you. Knowledge in open societies are the key to equality and justice. And if we don't have that, then we're going to have problems. But all open societies have vibrant library systems. And what we do by giving money back to the library is one of the things that, because of the way that the tax structure is organized here in Fayette County and some other areas across the country, the monies that are granted to the library operation are very restrictive. And so the things that we provide by giving money back to the library are things that are typically not allowed under the tax structure as it is. So it gives them a little more freedom to do things and make donations, like we said, to the Marksbury branch for this year, or buying things that are outside the budgetary constraints of the normal allocations of tax revenues. Benefits everybody. One of the other things we do is we take donations typically on Monday and Tuesday from 10 to 2. Just call us at 231-5505. We'll come up and meet your car in the breezeway between Main and Water Street, take them out for you, and we'll give you tax receipts if necessary. And if those times don't work, please call us and let us know what will, and we'll make special arrangements to come even and pick books up if necessary, as some of the books that we get, approximately 2,000 a week, come from the public, which are a lifeline for us. We do wonderful things, and hopefully you'll be part of it as well.
When we come back, we'll give you some pointers on avoiding cold weather injuries.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Chris Van Brackle with the Lexington Police Department Traffic Unit. Today we are talking about disability accessible parking and the aisles between those parking places. Accessible parking is a valuable and necessary resource for people with disabilities, and that includes the striped area next to accessible parking spots. These are access aisles, and it is illegal to park here, even if you have an accessible parking permit. Police in Lex Park will write tickets when they see vehicles parked in an access aisle or parked in an accessible space without a placard, and the fine is $250. Know where and where not to park. Keep the access aisles clear. Thank you, and drive safe.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. When hypothermia and frostbite come to mind, most people think of extreme cold. But it doesn't take as much to enter the danger zone as you might think. Here are some tips to keep safe. Like it or not, winter is upon us. And it often brings hazards like snow and ice. But there is another danger that is not as frequently addressed, and that is the cold. During especially cold weather, it is best to stay indoors. But if you must venture out, here are some guidelines you should follow to stay safe. Dress warmly in layered clothing, including a hat, a scarf, or knit mask to cover your face and mouth, sleeves that are snug at the wrist, mittens, a water-resistant coat, and water-resistant boots. Avoid exertion, as cold weather puts an extra strain on the heart. Those with heart disease or high blood pressure should follow their doctor's advice about shoveling snow or performing other activities in the cold. When outside, avoid walking on ice and keep your steps and walkways as free of snow and ice as possible. Be on the lookout for signs of hypothermia and frostbite, two common cold weather-related health problems. Warning signs of hypothermia, which is an abnormally low body temperature, include shivering, exhaustion, confusion, fumbling hands, memory loss, slurred speech, and drowsiness. If you detect symptoms of hypothermia, seek medical care immediately. Get the victim into a warm room and remove any wet clothing. Warm the center of the body first with an electric blanket if available. Otherwise, use skin-to-skin contact under loose, dry layers of blankets, clothes, towels, or sheets. Warm beverages can help increase the body temperature, but do not use alcoholic beverages. Warning signs of frostbite or an injury to the body caused by freezing include redness or pain in any skin area, white or grayish-yellow skin, skin that feels unusually firm or waxy, and numbness. If you detect symptoms of frostbite, seek medical care immediately. Get the victim into a warm room and immerse the affected area in warm, not hot, water. Do not rub the frostbitten area with snow or massage it, as this can cause more damage. Do not use a heating pad, heat lamp, or the heat of a stove, fireplace, or radiator for warming, as the frostbitten areas are numb and can be easily burned. These procedures are not substitutes for medical care, and all emergencies should be reported to a physician or healthcare provider. If you follow these simple rules and exercise caution, you can weather the worst winter has to offer and come out healthy on the other side when the warm breezes of spring start to blow. One of the most common problems faced during the winter is frozen pipes. Here are some pointers to avoid this costly headache.
Kentucky American Water suggests for all of our customers that they take a few minutes to go ahead and prepare their homes for the cold temperatures, and that includes things like remove your garden hoses from the spigots outside your home and make sure that you get all of those garden hoses disconnected from those spigots, because if you leave those attached, then the water in those hoses can freeze during cold temperatures and cause that frozen water become ice and back up into your home and burst your pipes. So we certainly don't want that. So go ahead and make sure you disconnect those hoses. The other thing that you can do is go ahead and check around your home for any water pipes in your home inside that are on outside walls that may be susceptible when the weather does get cold to freezing during those colder temperatures. You also want to check things like basements for pipes that are exposed in basements that get very cold, because again, those pipes can freeze and potentially burst, and that causes huge headaches and obviously some damage and cost for you in the winter, and we don't want that. So go ahead and take some time, maybe check out some options for insulating those pipes at your local hardware store. And then the last thing that I would say is a really significant step to take is make sure that you and everyone in your home knows how to turn off the water to your home quickly should you have a pipe freeze this winter. And to do that, you want to know where the main water shutoff valve is located in your home. It's often in a basement or a utility room, sometimes in a crawl space, and it's typically on the side of the home where your water line enters your home from the meter. And so you want to look for that valve, and when you find it, when you identify it, go ahead and mark it with a ribbon or a piece of tape or something to let your family members know that should there ever be a burst pipe in your home, that's the valve to turn to quickly turn off your water. This winter, if you were to have a pipe freeze and burst, certainly if it bursts, you want to go ahead and again shut off that water with your main water shutoff valve until you can have time to check with your plumber, etc. But you want to keep that water turned off so that you don't cause more problems in your home. But the other thing you can do to prevent colder temperatures this winter is if you go away, for instance, if you're out of town for the weekend or you have an extended stay away from your home, make sure that when you adjust the heat for your home, don't go any lower than 55. It may be tempting to turn that heat all the way down, but if you do that, you risk your home getting really cold and causing those pipes to freeze. So you want to prevent that by going no lower than 55 degrees. You may on certain nights when the temperatures are getting really cold to have just a trickle of water dripping from your faucet and to help that water keep moving and again prevent it from freezing. If you do have a frozen pipe, you want to, for instance, if it's under a cabinet, you want to open those cabinet doors, let the warm air of your home help to thaw those pipes out. You could take a hairdryer and blow those pipes. We don't recommend taking any kind of open flame to thaw your pipes because that can cause you other problems. But certainly sometimes it's time is what it takes. And again, if there's any indication that there's a leak that's being caused by that pipe, you want to turn your water off.
We're bringing you lots of live gavel-to-gavel government action on Lex TV this week and streaming on our website. And remember, you can find all the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, and as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it.